Something that we never talk about enough in Australia is food supply and food security. I know there's plenty of people in the audience who would think about this over times, but we learn that in the age of Trump, when we are talking about things like military spending, and the military spending is the only way that we can keep ourselves safe, regardless of what the threat be it friend or foe, where we get our food from matters. Let me explain a little further here today. A bloke from the ANZ, and what a business card he's got, the head of Institutional Food, Beverage and Agriculture. What a business card. Said that Australia particularly is starting to rely upon imports, mostly from places like China and the Middle East. We're talking, of course, about things like food. For more than 90% of our fertiliser, as well as our herbicides and pesticides, Australia also is importing a surprising amount of food, including half of all pig meat eaten in Australia is imported. Much of our processed foods, the ingredients for manufactured foods, such as bakery mixes, tinned tomatoes, cooking oils and frozen seafood. He goes on here to say, among other things, that it's pretty important because the entire food supply chain matters. We have to look at our biggest vulnerabilities and where the inputs are. On the food side, the Australian dairy production continues to decline while imports are continuing to increase. Are we prepared to put up with increasing reliance on imports when vulnerabilities and trade shocks may take place? Now, if you're in the room, have a look at a big screen. If you're at home, keep doing what you're doing now, because have a look at this. Almost 20% of all fruit and veg in Australia is imported into the country. About 15% of our processed foods, you can see things like soft drink, seafood and dairy. Where does it all come from, all right? I can tell you the biggest source of stuff that we get into the country food-wise is New Zealand, followed by the United States. Good to see there's no trade war happening there. Singapore, China, what could be wrong with that? And, of course, Thailand. Now, speaking of the President of the United States, he's had quite the week. You may recall the F-bomb that was being dropped while real bombs were ending in the 12-day war between Israel and Iran. Now, in fact, let's just relive that moment because I like swearing on television.
We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.
Yes, I love when he says it. More F-bombs in politics, more F-bombs in politics. In terms of his actual agenda, pretty big stuff happened in the past couple of days. The big, beautiful bill, now, Trump being Trump, has decided not to do things issue by issue. He threw it all together in a weird mishmash. It has made it through the Senate. 2 Republicans voted against it. So that's made it through. And then the Supreme Court made quite the decision on the weekend, which was that no longer could a local judge stop what the federal government is trying to do. Now, again, if it's a president you like, yay. If it's a president you don't, it's a big change. As for Republican barkers on CNN, they say times are great.
You know what a lot of Republicans are saying is, nope, we're not tired of winning yet. This happened. The stock market's at a record high. He brokered the ceasefire in the 12-day war. Peace broke out between Rwanda and the Congo. I mean, gas prices are at a 4-year low for the summer. I mean, win after win after win, and this particular one is the most important.
Not so excited are people on the left. This was MSNBC and their concerns about the court decision.
Imagine Donald Trump wants to do something illegal to you, Ali Velshi. Imagine that he wants to murder you.